Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Children's Church. I'm so glad to have you here with me. And today we're in the Old Testament. We're in the book of 2 Kings. That's right, there's two of them. These are part of the books called the Histories. And we're in chapter 5 with our favorite prophet, Elisha. Naaman, commander of the army for the king of Aram, was a great man in his master's sight and highly regarded because through him the Lord had given victory to Aram. The man was a brave warrior, but he had a skin disease. Aram had gone on raids and brought back from the land of Israel a young girl who served Naaman's wife. She said to her mistress, "If only my master would go to see the prophet who was in Samaria, he would cure him of his skin disease." So Naaman went and told his master what the girl from the land of Israel said. Therefore, said the king of Aram, "Go, and I will send a letter with you to the king of Israel." So he went and took with him 750 pounds of silver, 150 pounds of gold, and 10 changes of clothes. He brought the letter to the king of Israel and read, "When this letter comes to you, note that I have sent you my servant Naaman for you to cure him of skin disease." When the king of Israel read the letter, he tore his clothing and asked, "Am I God, killing and giving life this man expects me to cure a man of his skin disease? Think it over and you will see. He's only picking a fight with me." When Elisha, the man of God, heard that the king of Israel tore his clothes, he sent a message to the king. "Why have you torn your clothes? Have him come to me, and he will know there is a prophet in Israel." So Naaman came with his horses and chariots and stood at the door of Elisha's house. Then Elisha sent to him a messenger who said, "Go wash in the 7 times in the Jordan, and your flesh will be restored, and you will be clean." But Naaman got angry and left him, saying, "I was telling myself, he surely must come out and stand in the name of Yahweh his God, and will wave his hand over a spot and cure the skin disease. Aren't Abana and Pharpar, the rivers of Damascus, better than all the waters of Israel? Could I not wash in them and be clean?" So he turned and left in a rage. But his servants approached and said to him, "My father, if the prophet had told you to do some great thing, would you not have done it? How much more should you do when he came to tell you, 'Wash and be clean'?" So Naaman went down and dipped himself in the river Jordan 7 times, according to the command of the man of God. Then his skin was restored and became like the skin of a small boy, and he was clean. Then Naaman and his whole company went back to the man of God, stood before him, and declared, "I know there's no God in the whole world except in Israel. Therefore, please accept a gift from your servant." But Elisha said, "As the Lord lives, I stand before him, I will not accept it." Naaman urged him to accept it, but he refused. Naaman responded, "If not, please let your servant be given as much soil as a pair of mules can carry, for your servant will no longer offer a burnt offering or a sacrifice to any other god but Yahweh. However, in a particular manner may the Lord pardon your servant. When my master, the king of Aram, goes into the temple of Rimmon, I worship, and I, at his right hand, may the Lord pardon your servant in this matter." He said, "Go in peace." I like this story because sometimes the directions we get sound silly. Like what? I couldn't wash in the river at home. I had to come to a dirty river and wash myself here instead. And his servant looked at him and said, "Naaman, if he told you to go fight an army, you would have done it if it would made you well. Why don't you just do the silly thing?" And he did. He listened to reason, and he obeyed, and he was made well. Sometimes the answer seems odd, but it's very simple. And sometimes God does give us simple things, even when we don't expect them. That's all I want you guys to remember for this week, and I'll see you guys next week.